Walk back.
Freedom and weak. With a punch of a pentagram. Oh god. Fix this real quick. Okay. Hello, and welcome back to Ace Attorney. We are on the final day of the trial for the mysterious fog stabber, whoever the frick it is. I have no clue on who it could be right now. Like, I thought Mr. Garadev maybe, but like, I have no, I have, what is it called? I have no suspect in this murder at all. I, of course, don't believe it's so. Actually, wait a second. I forgot about the two kids. Technically not kids. I forgot about them. They're my prime suspect right now. Anyway, so here we're back. What? Okay, it was part way. Once again, Beric von Sykes was like, "Hey, he's stupid," and the jury was like, "Yeah, he is stupid," and now they're all guilty right now. So I got to convince them again that I'm not stupid. I have a bagel and maybe some cereal, but we'll see. But I'm eating some bagels right now. Anyway, so let's get into this while I eat my bagel. Oh, oh. You know, now that I'm listening to them again, I have a feeling that Mrs. Garadeb threw a knife out the window and stabbed her in the back. That's the only way that the knife could have gotten to her. I mean, if she's throwing books, she could have thrown a knife. That's tangible. This man slapped his face in front of everybody in the jury right now. Okay, so I need to point out, she opened the window because of the fire.
Hold it!
And then she threw a knife out the window and it landed in the victim's back. That's the only thing I can see right now. What the fuck? 75? Oh, do they not do that in Japan? Oh my god. At this point right now, he's gonna say something that bothers the woman. Oh my god. Okay, where do I go from here? Okay, I'm confused. Let me just press him. Well, I haven't done him or the guy that wants to leave home early. Let me just press everybody real quick, just to make sure she doesn't react to any of them.
Hold it!
What the fuck? Why? Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh my god. Okay. Can I present anything? I can't present. So I gotta pit someone against you. What are the words? Okay, so pit him against to him.
Objection!
There we go. They do. I'm gonna point at you all I want, you freaking bastard. Yeah, I'm right here. You gonna react, you bastard? Gonna react? What is happening outside? Sorry, people are listening to music in their car. Oh, yeah, you freaking moron. Exactly! On the day in question at the time of the incident, there was a fire in Mr. Garrett's household. And Mr. Garrett had the following to say about it. The whole place filled with smoke.
Oh my.
Ah, hey, what's wrong, girl? Why are you freaking out? Do you have something to say about that? Why are you drinking so much tea? Fucking answer me. Fucking bastard. What do you mean, what the meaning of this? You know about the fire. Don't act like you didn't. How dare you imply that I'm hiding who I really am? It's imperative that you confirm something for the court real quick for me, madam. So please, it's time to drop the pretense now. What is it? When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open the window? What? I beg your pardon? What are you insinuating? The room would have been thick with smoke after the carpet and bookcase caught fire as they did. In a situation like that, it is inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened a window. Too many W's. And what if I did, you mangy mutt? Oh, alright then. Yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window, which can't have been easy since I continued to give him a justly deserved book battering. Even though your house was on fire. Oh, you never stop throwing until the anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise. Of course. I should have realized. My bad. That's a significant step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. You've managed to establish that the window was open. You simply must have added that added to Mrs. Garrett's formal statement. Now you mention it, yes, the window was open at the time. I'd clean forgotten, but it's true. And the title of the book is The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, as the book that Mr. Garrett told us he had been reading. Well, I really couldn't say. Yeah, okay. On the day in question, did you or did you not throw this fucking book out the window, you dumbass? You can't prove shit. I did. Oh, she admitted it. It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I held it straight at him. And now you come to mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right. Why did you not reveal this information to the court from the outset, you bastard? Because I couldn't, you insolent little man. I didn't remember. At times like these, you pick up and throw whatever you can lay your hands on as well as you know. I really don't. Not at all.
Oh boy.
Oh, hey, why are you freaking out? I barely noticed I was throwing a book, much less the title of it. What's up with you? What is it, churn number 5? You know something? I forgot how his voice goes. You know something? I've remembered what it was. That memory I blocked out. It was listening to what this granny was saying, but it all flooded back. Is that why she kept hitting him? Who are you calling a granny, you cheeky devil? I'm Mrs. Garrideb, or the maid, I'll have you know. The man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that it's not because he's used to being hit all the time. Jesus. It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just got back home from after work, like, I put my hand in my pocket for the wages I just earned that day. I nearly died. It was a hole. Every last penny had dropped out. Oh dear, what a disaster. You haven't heard the half of it, boy. Oh? Wife's cutting up some chicken at the time. I couldn't hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I've lost a day's wages, love. Love. I forgot his voice is so weird. Next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ear. Stuck into the wall next to me, it did. About 1 inch deep. A blade? So you were throwing some shit out the window. Interesting. I could smell it then, you know, that god-awful stench of the Thames. The Thames, not Thames. I was sure I was going to end up face down in the muddy banks that night. Oh, that's why you were freaking out. Now, that's a real disaster, isn't it? I'll never use the word lightly again. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When a woman loses their rag, they'll throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammers, you name it. Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't think that all women are short-tempered and unrefined. Throwing household objects at people is, well, it's so uncivilized. At least attack with honor, using a bow or the like. What? Attack? Who are you going to attack? Never mind. Anyway, this man's words could be rather significant, I think. Alright, we'll come back to the bow and arrow thing later if I dare. Later? Now! Go to it now! Okay. I need to pit someone against someone. I'm gonna say...
Objection!
Tell him! Good grief. Oh god, I can't do the voices right now today.
Good grief, you mean they don't contradict each other? Explain, counsel, at once.
Juror number 2, do you think perhaps... this could be a novel alternative? Oh my, what do you mean? An alternative explanation as to how the victim was stabbed in the back.
What are you talking about?
We've demonstrated the 4th book, The Lion's Pride, that was found at the scene of the crime, originated in Mr. Garadeb's room on the top floor of his house. Jeez. Therefore, it is equally possible that some other object besides the book could have found its way from Mr. Garadeb's household to the street below. What's that? After all, Mrs. Garadeb could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4?
Are you insinuating now, you little beanball? Beanball?
I'm beginning to think that ever since the true origins of this book came to light. Comment. What are you doing? We're solving a murder. She's like, I'm never sitting here again. Hello. Sorry, I was petting my cat. What? Why you give me that look? You're cute. Oh my god, she's getting up. She's either leaving or getting... Nope, she just stood up straight so she could not look at me. That's cool. Whatever. Perhaps she's had a feeling this might be what happened.
Now you listen here, you Easter Gala. As the foreman of this jury, I demand a straight answer. You give us this yarn about some other object making its way out of the house, but what? What was it?
It was a knife, you frickin' moron. That was a bold accusation to make, but I haven't had any real evidence to back it up. But I'm certain that at the very least this warrants further investigation. Alright, Mr. Foreman, I'll try to explain the defense's theory. The other object that has found its way from Mr. Garadeb's household was this freaking knife. Wait, the music's still happening. Oh, okay. Never mind. Usually when the music's still going, that means you got it wrong. Juror number 4, Mrs. Garadeb.
Oh, what now?
I must apologize in advance for this. But I need you to confirm something else for the court. This knife. Have you ever seen this knife before?
Good Lord, counsel, what on earth are you doing? That's the weapon that was lodged in the... Shut the fuck up, Judge. I'm not... Shush. Shush, he might not know that.
I'm trying to get an answer, yes or no?
Tell me the answer, goddammit! My lord,
remember that when the victim was... This is my voice, what am I doing? When the victim was attacked, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb were in the throes of an argument. Mrs. Garadeb was hurling anything she could at her husband, who had been backed up against the window. Dionysium. A window that had been opened to clear the smoke, and through which a book sailed to land at the crime scene. You can't seriously believe that.
Oh, you can't seriously believe that. That book was found in the victim's grasp.
Are you saying that it flew out the window and across the street to land neatly in her hand?
Huh, even Mrs. hasn't got an aim like that.
Yes, I admit it, there are many details we don't yet understand, but that's the point. That's precisely why.
You killed her!
Oh no, we must not allow this trial to end, not right now.
Oh my.
Mrs. Garadeb, you answer, please. Have you seen this knife before or not? Please remind yourself, madam, that you are under oath. Perjury is against the law, and you shall go to jail if you tell the truth or tell a lie. Oh, but we never got an answer out of her. It's Baron von Zach. My lord. Wait, well. My lord. My lord. Oh, wait. No, it's never. I wish they would add the names on there. I wish to change my decision. As I say, the woman of my word after all. He's innocent. Thank you, madam.
Yes, I agree. I certainly didn't see this coming, but I just don't think it would be right for this trial to come to an end with so many...
I thought you just hated my guts. Never mind. You are a man of honor, good sir.
I'd have to agree. Not that I think Granny did it, mind.
I gotta do more of a Cockney accent.
Not that I think Granny did it, mind.
Because he has the Cockney accent with the freaking words that they doing. Yes, you know, I'm not quite happy about this at the moment either.
All together now, ladies and gents. Boom, 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 boom. Innocent motherfucker.
We did it! Yeah, because we're just that good.
Order in the court. So as a result of the defense's summation examination, the number of the jurors leaning has ever changed. 2 jurors called guilty against 4 now calling innocent. Baron von Sykes, you have a long road ahead of you, good sir. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided. And this trial will continue today. Thank you. We shall not be ending for quite a time. Also, I just watched a video of someone saying that Shigo from the show Kim Possible, the way to pronounce her name is Shiego, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Now then, Lord Van Zykes, how does the prosecution wish to proceed?
Your Honor, give me 1 second to pour this glass of British wine. This trial is rapidly descending into a farce, thanks to our Nipponese friend, our learned friend from across the pond. Hello. 1 second, I'm drinking. Oak. Yes, like a corked wine, the first few sips are bitter enough. I don't want to... No! But what follows is a repugnant, if not good for nothing save the gutter. My good man.
If I may say, Lord Van Sykes, the defense has just put forward a credible alternative explanation for what just happened.
Credible? Is that what you considered opinion, Mr. Foreman? A credible excuse from this person ahead of us? The defense's argument is a joke, no less, to which I barely know how to respond. But let me start by insisting, you're a goddamn idiot, that you must all familiarize yourself. Comet's so scared right now. I'm sorry, my baby. That you must all familiarize yourself better with the relative positions of these places being discussed. Let's look at this map, since y'all don't know where you live. Sorry, y'all was a conjunction. We don't use conjunctions, because you cannot know where you live, dear sir. What do you mean by that? What's his angle this time? Look at this goddamn map for the last time. It should already be more than apparent that between the scene of the crime and the Garadeb household runs a rather wide street, Briar Road. So you're telling me right now, this old woman threw a knife all the way over here to land in this woman's back when she was absolutely walking the different way. It was 15 yards, you assholes. Let me see, 15 yards, 14 meters. Oh, that's a little farther than I imagined. Yeah. And as you ladies and gentlemen of the jury rightly noted as having portentous significance, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, the smoldering book wantonly hurled by the lady of the house traveled some 15 yards to land on the opposite side of the road, neatly between the collapsed victim's fingers and thumbs. Is that your final conclusion, my learned and deluded friend? Why you gotta add more insults? And did the jackknife follow a near identical trajectory to plunge into the middle of the victim's back? This fantasy is somewhat stretching the notion, sorry, it's the wine, of having a bad day for the victim, I think. Even those pathetic serialized detective stories have more believable plots than yours that you have committed. Die, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. There's nothing I can say to that. That prosecutor loves the sound of his own voice. Mr. Zato, damn. Serialized detective stories are pathetic, are they? How dare he? Let's pick our battles. Calm down. My lord, might I be allowed to speak?
As judicial assistant, you may speak for the defense, yes. Go ahead.
The prosecution may consider the idea a fantasy, but what the defense has postulated was believable enough to persuade the jury to change its leaning. And as such, the court has a duty to explore this alternative explanation as thoroughly as possible. To that end, juror number 4, Miss Joanne, what did I say? I think it was Joanne that I called her. Garadeb must be called to testify and submit to cross-examination.
Saints alive! A cross-examination of a juror! Oh my god.
Why are you guys still here? We don't care that you're here. Go home.
Order! Well, this is highly irregular. It is unprecedented for the member of the jury to be summoned to the witness stand.
Objection!
I don't even need the bottle. And unnecessary. But Lord Van Zykes. There are already witnesses in the stand whose testimony the defense may further cross-examine. If my learned friend's farcical theory has any truth in it, then both a burning book and a jackknife must have flown through the through the sky before this couple's eyes. Don't worry, sorry. This is like 1870. Yes, and we must assume that they would be able to testify accordingly. Maybe not 1870. I'll go with 1920. The Roaring Twenties. Roaring Twenties? Yeah, I'll say so. When was gas lamps invented? I'm diving into this. 1790. No, I was good. 1820 or 1870s. I was right. Gas lamps were made in 1799. What year is it? What the frick? 1790s. Yeah. Yeah, I was right. 1800s. Damn. What year is it? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we had electrical by the 1920s. I'm pretty sure. So it was like 1800s that it was gas lamps. I don't know the specific year that it was made. I really don't like reading as them. I don't know why. Well, good morning, officer.
Oh god. Sorry for dozing off until now, sir. I haven't slept for a month on account of the villain who's appeared on my beat, sir. Oh, they are so heroic, these London bobbies. Oh my god. Patricia, my darling. I've been neglecting you, but no more. Oh, Rolly, my hero, you make me swim.
Very well, I hereby reject the defense's request, because fuck you, Naruhodo. And order the witnesses in the stand to testify again, because that makes sense, because even though we're trying to ask the person who threw the knife, we are going to ask people that were there. Okay, that's fine, I guess. You found the dead body afterwards, you didn't see them die, actually, so fuck you. State forthwith before the court of any details pertaining to the defense's alternative explanation of the events.
Yes, sir. Cause fuck me, that's why. This case has nothing to do with Mrs. and Mr. Garadeb. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word. You see, sir, the windows on the top floor of the Garadeb household are the top hinged casements. Obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing... Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? You left him in charge? I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir. Not at all, even though he fell asleep every single fucking time. Isn't that right, Comet?
Well, it is quite startling. Top hinge casement windows. That detail was not in the police report, Constable.
Yeah, so crazy.
Oh, so insane. You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable.
No, sir! Sorry, but what exactly is a top hinged casement window?
And you cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend.
Of course. Sorry.
I found it, Mr. Naruto. Cast your mind back to the windows in Mr. Scaradeb's. Alright. So the windows open in order to allow air to circulate inside of the house. Okay.
Oh. So the only way it could have hit her is if they threw it down. There's no way that it would have went far. Oh. Is it stay a middle bar which prevents the window from being open beyond a certain amount? It prevents it opening? Absolutely correct, sir. In other words, if a book or knife would have been thrown through the window, it would have clattered against the pane and fallen straight down to the pavement below.
You see the problem then? Good. Your education is Windows. In Windows is complete. There was never any possibility of either the book, or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road. That is, unless the window pane has been shattered, something we've discounted already. Damn. What the fuck?
What the fuck? I'm not reading that. I'm not reading. Oh my god. Rise from the ashes, Ryunosuke. It is not your time to falter yet.
Counsel, if you could drag yourself upright again, the court awaits your cross-examination. Rise.
My lord. I quit being a lawyer now. Yeah, okay. Anyway, press that real quick, you dumbass. How can you say that for certain? Oh. Oh? Oh, she's gonna react, 100%. Blah, blah, blah. I'm skipping past this. I hate these people so much. I don't know why, but they get on my nerves so easily. Why are we acting like these two people aren't idiots? Okay, I'm sorry. Why are we not acting like this guy is an idiot? Like, what are we doing right now? She's more competent. I'm pretty sure she's, like, only dating him because they don't allow women to be on the police force at this time, but she wants to be a police officer, so she's like, oh, I'm gonna, maybe she does love him. I don't know. I don't know about that whole situation, but she's the real cop. He's not. He's a fucking idiot. Alright, that's all I'm saying on that. Yeah. Bobby's good for his word. Sure he is. Bobby my eye said, yeah, okay. Oh, Jesus. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh my Jesus. Anyway. You said it so earlier, sir. What did I say? Answer the fucking question. What? Can you stop postponing? Give me the answer. I very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the great benefit. So I hope you'll take it back to the Bobbies and how we open. Oh my god. Okay, give me the damn book. Give me the fucking book. Thank you so much. You're so awesome. Alright, what the hell is this about? Policeman will strive to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. Patrolling officers expect to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of community relations. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on this beat, a policeman must assist. What the fuck? Let me read it again, because I did not understand this at all. A policeman will strive to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. A patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for furtherance of community relationships. So he preserves the peace in his area. He's supposed to walk 20 miles around his area just in case, just to be around there. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations. I'm just stuttering my words. And help detectives. Okay. I don't know what use that was at all, but okay.
Hold it!
Okay, let's try it this way. He's gonna be like, oh, I did fall asleep though. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just want these two to leave already. These are my least favorite people in the entire game. I don't know why. So I suppose I was gone for about 50 minutes. Well, like I said, react. He didn't react to shit. Okay, well that didn't help.
Hold it!
You're such a fucking liar! Yeah, exactly. No, you can't, can you? No, what? No! Even if that were possible, why? So you weren't here when she got stabbed. What? You shush. No, that was perfect. I would have done the same thing. We have to prove they weren't there when all of this happened. Is that right, comic? More clues. Alright. Get to the bottom of this one way or another, I swear. Okay. Alright, this is the only one I haven't pressed, I think. Whoops.
Hold it!
The star that will guide us to eternal happiness. What the frick? If Rolly's a fucking inspector one day, we're all doomed. I am just saying. This is the last one, and then I'm gonna have to have some evidence that I can use. Sorry, I'm thinking right now. Oh, what?
Excuse me.
You're looking for what? What do you mean? Oh my fucking god, oh my god, all of these people are criminals. You know what just happened? They threw the fucking knife through the window, landed on the book on the, no, this is what happened, sorry. She's walking on, where's the map? Where's the map? This is what happened. Okay, so, this is Mr. Natsume's lodgings, right here, right? Right here. So, she died over here, supposedly. That's not what fucking happened. You know what happened? She died over here. They threw the knife and they threw the book first. Lands right there. The woman's like, oh my god, a book. Bends down to pick it up, right? Then, what happens next is that she throws a knife. As she's bending down to pick up the book, boom, knife in the back. She goes down and dies. They come across and they're like, oh my god, there's a dead woman on my beat, my property, not my property, my place that I'm supposed to be watching. I don't want that. I don't want to deal with that. Let's move it to over here. So it's right across the street and I don't have to deal with it anymore. It's not my problem. Boom. That's what fucking happened. All of y'all are despicable. We would never been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. Oh my god. Yep, that's everything. Oh, I hate these people. Oh, 100%, absolutely. You're gonna use them as a fucking, like, weapon? What the fuck? That's not what I'm saying. I respect you more than I respect this fuckwad. Like, what do you mean? Oh my god. I mean, you're probably the one that, like, organized all this shit, but it's fine. Girl, we let you speak. Oh my god. What?
Hold it!
Whoa.
Well, I'm always ending up at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Rolly. He gets ever so cross.
Excuse me.
What's your problem? What the hell? She was not gone for 10, but for 15. What the hell? Yes, please. I love how he just fucking sits there, doesn't say shit.
Hold it.
It was in a dark spot where the street lights weren't casting any light. After all this shit y'all been talking about that the lights are always on. He moved the body. He didn't want it, responsibility. It wasn't her. Solitary Rose. Oh my god. On the edge of the pavement in front of Garadev's household. Yep. Where the street lamps cast no light. Bastards, nah, put that in evidence. Yep. Thank you. That's crazy. It's gonna be a symbol of your fucking boyfriend's heresy? I want to be heresy. Traitorism? What would you call it? Stupidity. We'll put it on there. He didn't want any responsibility for this shit, but he's still fucking here. And now he's framing someone for murder. Fuck you. Yeah, okay. Okay, how am I gonna work this? The thing that is with these type of games sometimes is that you know exactly what's going on, right? But you need to figure out, how am I gonna get to that point? I know Rolly moved the body. He moved it, she went to go call someone, she left her rose at the real crime scene that was under Mr. Garadeb's window. The real one. Rolly moved it. What can I do to say, hey, you goddamn idiot, you moved the body? Ah, fuck, I went too far. Let me save real quick, just in case shit goes down.
Objection!
Okay, I did the right thing. I wasn't sure. I was very off with it. In your testimony just now, Mrs. B, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with the policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Objection!
Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of that meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can be so described, no doubt it was blown in the wind across the street back into the gutter where it belongs. What? That makes no fucking sense. She said she dropped it. But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to that fact? No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore to that on Scotland Yard's honor. But the bouquet belonged to me. It had nothing to do with the case. That's why Rowley didn't mention it, I'm sure. No, because sadly it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around. What are you talking about? Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garrideb's book. Mr. Garrideb's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out the window by his wife, would have landed correctly right here. Would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here, on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime, on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here, on the opposite side of the road, in front of Mr. and Mr. Garrideb's house. There's no logical explanation for those things, unless somebody deliberately moved them. What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my Rowley's done something wrong. Oh God. Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says. When did you wake up? Oh good, yeah, the Mrs. Garrideb's come around. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garrideb, but deliberately meddling with the scene of crime is a criminal offense, it's called. Tampering, Mr. Naruhodo. But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it, for a very subtle but compelling reason. Tampering? You've barely heard the term before. Tell us, my learned friend. Oh, I didn't read what he said. Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All evidence and all the testimonies point to this one particular person.
Consul, I must demand that you substantiate this conjecture. Who are you saying is responsible?
Oh, I know exactly who I'm saying is responsible.
Take that!
Rowley Beat, the idiot of Parker Way. Or Briar Road, I should say. Obviously, there's only one person that could have been.
Constable Rowley Beat, it was you. What a policeman, remember of Scotland Yard.
Because he's a freaking idiot. He didn't want to deal with it. Mrs. Beat, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it. Nah, bruh.
Objection!
You stated he ran away from the fucking place. He would have seen him do it. So what is it, you dumbass? And forgive me for pointing out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, it was after the defendant had fled the scene. Yeah, crazy. First you make accusations about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing. Motive. You claim the crime scene was tampered with, but there's only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime. To hide something. You offer no motive for this alleged tampering, and until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats. Constable Beat has a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of crime. That's the key. Yeah, I solved it years ago. You have made a
very serious accusation against a London police officer. If you are mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrevocably damaged. With that stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering.
Yes, my lord. Constable Beat's motive for tampering with the crime scene was to hide where the victim fell. Where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs! What? Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On the pavement of Briar Road, we saw it happen, remember? Yeah, correct. Yeah, okay. That's certainly what everybody has been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all.
I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, counsel.
If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponese friend. Where are you proposing the crime actually took place? Right here, you freaking idiots. Oh, right here.
Take that!
But that's
on the opposite side of the road. Look at fucking Rolly. On the evening in question, Mr. Garedev's book fell directly down the open window. And your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself.
Good gracious!
Objection!
Perhaps you have been listening to ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place. That's right. It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was the typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, that was actually on the west side of Briar Road. Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you help, and during the 15 minutes you were away, transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print, the victim, herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road.
Extraordinary.
But the constable overlooked one thing. What? What did he overlook?
The bouquet, I presume.
Exactly. The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Van Sykes, it wasn't noticed until the morning as it laid where the street lamps cast no light.
Yes, it couldn't be seen in the dark, obviously.
Which is why it was only the bouquet. That was found in the original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond, you dumbass? Wake the fuck up. I know you're awake. Yeah, okay. Did I miss anything? Yeah, very important. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. What? Hello? Only it seems it wasn't a dream at all. Okay, he's admitting to it. Okay, cool.
Order! What on earth is the meaning of all of this?
Wishing the victim dead should be one too.
Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, Your duty is to protect the good of people of London Town.
I can't say, sir.
What?
I really am ever sorry about all this. For damaging the Yard's reputation. For everything. I have a possible explanation. For why on that particular evening Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of only one reason.
What?
How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman.
And yet, Lord Van Sykes, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far. I believe it will be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. Counsel for the defense, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, I think you had better show us some evidence.
At once, my lord. England, Japan, it makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. My man was tired. He didn't want to deal with it. I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions. What gives away the motive? Do I do that? Or do I do this? I want to say this.
Take that!
Yeah. I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land. Wait, 1 second. I want to double check. Yeah, okay. He moved into a place so he didn't have to deal with it. Just making sure. Because he's still involved in this case heavily, which is insane. So he didn't get what he wanted. I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land. I have only just arrived from Japan, which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that, though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example.
Keeping the peace, looking after the citizens on his beat is all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly.
But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special.
Special how?
On account of the... he just didn't want to deal with it. Yes, first wedding anniversary. Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was so looking forward to take her out for a celebratory meal.
When he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road.
Uh-huh. When he saw the shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of them, what must have gone through the man's mind? But sir, just one on that particular day I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat puts up with a lot being married to a bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says, when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Constable Beat. Is that or is that not the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day? Yes. Everything you said is all right.
So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat.
Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat. Constable Beat. That's hilarious. Good gracious.
Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you've done?
It was my first time since I became a copper that I'd ever cursed God. Oh. As we ran over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We've got to report it to the station as quickly as possible. But then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with the initial investigations and help detectives. Why here? Why did this have to happen here? And why tonight, of all nights? Why? It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever here was on duty. It was then when I opened my mouth to speak. It just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So you'll have to go to the police box that covers it. Turn right along Mission Street and then... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, Constable. I just wanted, just that one night, to take my Patricia out for dinner. Oh, really? Just that one night. That's all I wanted. You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction. Just across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care. You see, I thought... Well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see.
I beg your pardon?
Of course he did. Otherwise, why really would have never left the poor woman on the freezing cold pavement?
I see your meaning now.
But God got me back for my sins, didn't he? That's why. That's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat. And can you tell us, Constable, how many books did you move from that one side of the road to the other in total? Oh, 4 it was. Yes, sir. Definitely 4. 3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the windows upstairs in Mr. Garadev's household, of course. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand, when all the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean? Oh, well, so that's because that's how I found it. How you found it? What do you mean? When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? Oh, yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir.
Interesting.
Yep. Told you. I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There were only 2 people at the scene, and Pat and B both saw it. However, which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make a jot of a difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it.
My lord. Yes, Lord Van Sykes. I believe that it concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses. Constable, you may withdraw.
Yes, sir.
Well, for now you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course. One last thing, Constable. Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you.
Yes, sir.
Carve that lesson in your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of the crime.
Never again, sir? You mean to say...
Leave now. The trial is not yet over.
Sir! Okay, I don't hate him as much anymore.
Well, quite a startling revelation, I must say. Whoever thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of the crime like that? Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused Mr. Soseki Natsume is the only person who could have possibly...
What do you fucking mean? What do you... I thought you were smart. I thought you were smart. How would it be Soseki Natsume's fault when obviously the body was under the window that everybody's been saying wasn't supposed to happen.
Objection!
Do you hear me? Comment! Comment! Help me! Comment! No. You're staying with me. We're solving this murder. Hold the remote. Hold. We're solving. Another person who could possibly be responsible for the victim in the knife's back. The victim in the knife's back. Comment no. You gotta press the X button. It's right there. No, you gotta press it. There you go. No, that's the circle button. You don't want to hit that one. Hit that one. There you go. Be free, little one. Be free. She's like, what the fuck was that? Yeah. Let me put the milk away. Give me a second. Broski, I love how he just ignored everything I was talking about earlier. It's Mrs. Garadeb. She threw the fucking thing. Can we bring her back? Where the fuck is she? Oh, there she is.
Take that!
Correct. Bring her out. Yes, you.
Objection!
I love how the jury has been completely silent. They're like in it right now. They're just like, whoa. Why would the request was only denied? Because we had those guys, the people that tampered with the fucking scene of the crime. And also, it pointed out that the fucking window wouldn't land over there. But now it can. What do you mean? You're a horrible prosecutor.
Objection!
Horrible. Objection, your ass. But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Garadeb, answer me this. What do you fucking mean? You know what you did. At the time of the incident, were you engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garadeb? In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited, and to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Briar Road. Uh-huh. You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane on top of the open-top wind... Jesus, fuck. Upon striking the pane of the open-top hinged casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we know to be the true scene of the crime. During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time. The knife, the one removed from the victim's back. Have you really never laid eyes on it before? There's a tip missing. I forgot about that. I don't recall it. Are you serious? Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? Anyway, the man over there and all the regalia said the members of the jury needed to testify, didn't he? Conveniently, yes.
Objection!
Oh, snap, he's in it. He's our Edgeworth now. Okay, cool. No, I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4. Yeah, dumbass. Make no mistake, you jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process. If you know something about this knife, madam, let the truth come out. What? But that is just a common or garden knife. A common or garden knife? Oh, I swear to fucking God. It's not just me. I swear to God, the words in this game, they make no sense sometimes. Just a common or garden knife? What? It could have come from anywhere. We have several like it at home if one went missing. How would you expect me to know? What the fuck? So you do have a bunch of them. What do you mean? So you have that knife. Oh my God. Now listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I injured someone. Do you hear it? I couldn't bear it. Oh, the poor woman. Poor woman? What do you mean? She's about to fight everybody in this freaking... What is this place called? Jesus. Where are we? Judge room? Damn, I don't remember the name. So yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence. If you're going to insist on me, this be my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I knew that I threw that knife, if that's what you think. Come along now, chop. Do your best! Okay, well, Mr. Naruto, if I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already. All I know is that there's a tip missing to this knife. That's all I have regarding this. There's no symbols, there's nothing. There's no way for me to pin this on her. Unless she has the tip of a frickin' knife on her right now.
Then take the stand, juror.
Oh, snap. Come on.
The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman.
Thank you, Lord Van Zyx.
I'm going to have to testify.
Yeah, you dumbass. Come over here.
Juror number 4, as I'm sure you will appreciate having observed it with your own eyes today, witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed, truths of which the witnesses themselves may not even be aware.
Yeah, so can you come up here?
So I demand your full, unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garrett, and mark my words, in this court of law today we shall extract the truth from your fucking dumbass. Do you concur, counsels? Certainly, my lord.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm hoping for, my lord. I got you. Now take the fucking stand. Get out from the jury and come to the stand. What is happening? This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. What are these camera angles? I'm here, in the Old Bailey. I'm a lawyer. I'm doing it, Mom! I'm doing it, Kazuma! I'm doing it!
Witness, state your name and occupation.
Oh yes, my name is Joanne Garrideb. And I'm a juror and such like. It sounds like she doesn't even know if she's a housewife or a maid or what anymore.
The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand, madam?
Yes, my lord.
You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on that evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth, for the penalty for perjury is death in this kingdom.
Oh dear me. Who the fuck? Is it Mr. Garrideb? I feel like it's Mr. Garrideb. I'm gonna do Mr. Garrideb.
Chin up, Joni!
No, that's not his voice.
Chin up, Joni. No. Chin up, Joni. God damn it, yes. Nothing to worry about now.
There she is. There he is.
Oh, I didn't know you were here, John.
Oh, his fucking slap across his face is gone. Good for you.
Was it only you in that room that day? That was... Rather think I ought to testify myself, don't you?
But what about your knee, dear?
Don't you worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone.
Oh, John.
I presume you are Mr. John Garrett. Yes, sir. Former 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th North Cumberland Fusilis, sir. Seen my fair share of action and now living the quiet life, as it were.
The quiet life? Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question?
What? I believe... Okay, by calling a jury to witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home as the time of the incident in question. Sir, at once. Yes, on the day you were referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked a candlestick over and set a fire to the carpet. Soon had it out though. I got the window open.
Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him.
Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I noticed one.
I keep going like country. I don't know. I can't do his voice well right now.
Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I noticed if one or two went missing, I'm afraid. If that volley thing in the victim's back really was one of ours, you'll have a job proving it, I think. What just happened? I didn't mean to click that.
I need to prove somehow that the tip of the knife is still with him. What if it's in his cane? I believe it might be in his cane or some shit. Although an entirely one-sided assault it seems.
The enemy caught us on hop, sir. I had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures. To be honest, if the enemy had kept shelling us for another minute, we have been toast. My throat is hurting. I need water. Of course, veterans such as myself is the only true aware that on every battle, you're just a gnat's whisker from death at any moment. I need water. I mean, 1 second.
Are we still talking about the marital quarrel out here? Honestly, I'm pretty sure we are. Oh. I dropped a whole gallon of milk. Don't mind me. I just wanted water for my voice, and now I'm here. Alright, cool. Don't mind me. The job of a voice actor, a terrible one at that, is very demanding. Don't mind me. For some reason, after all the voices that I've been doing, Mr. Garrett's voice is now hurting my throat. Jesus. Alright, we're gonna take a quick break of talking and just let it ride. I love how we're on each other's team now. We're just trying to find the answers. Alright, so... what is happening? What is happening? I can't like skip what they're saying for some reason. I think the auto thing is messed up or something. Because usually I could just freaking... Oh jeez, I'm stuck. I'm gonna have to probably press and then stop it.
Hold it!
Okay, turn off autoplay. It was messing me up.
God damn it, Joanne!
Oh, excuse me. Girl, we know you didn't do it on purpose. You were not aiming to... Okay, hello.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to add, sir? You better fucking add it. Mr. Garrideb!
Hey, don't shoot! Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind?
Nothing of any significance, no.
Just that a barrage of projectiles that the only thing launched in my direction was somewhat more solid than she applies. She said towels and shit, books, bricks, and the fire poker, I seem to recall. Ouch. And the woman's aim is uncanny.
God damn it, Joanne! Good grief, woman, we're not at home now. This is the court of law.
Oh, dearie me. Ever so sorry, dear. What she's even doing with the pot in here. Honestly, John, I would have never thrown such things at you, obviously.
Oh, take a look at this then. How do you suppose this happened then?
Your pipe, sir?
I had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out of with one of her soft projectiles, she did. Yes. And when I went to pick it up, it was oh my god, is the piece of thing in there? It's the knife is in there, 100%.
I see, your pipe was broken.
Would have never sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I've managed to bandage the thing up for now, sir.
You're one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear? Huh, I wonder if this... Yes, it could be important! The defense believes Mr. Gerda's remarks just now to be of great significance.
Objection!
This war veteran's words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife, and pipes, as well as hearts, may be broken. Sentimental wisdom, perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony.
Comment, where you going? Don't you go over there. No. You have all of this house to go roam around. You're not allowed over there. That's the one place you're not allowed. What are you doing? That's not food. That's just, no. Crazy. Anyway.
Indeed, common sense, one might say.
Might one? In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir? Give me that fucking pipe! There's a knife piece in there.
Oh, dearie me, there you go again, trying to ingratiate yourself with a young lady.
Gratiate? I don't know.
Gratiate. Very well, the court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence. Give me that damn pipe.
I'm examining it right now. Everybody stop talking. Inside! Haha, sucker! I fucking knew it! Give me that. Look at that. What's that? That's crazy. It looks like a knife piece. So insane. Give it to me. Give it to me right now. Give it. Give it. Yep. Give it. You threw that knife. Give it to me.
Give me! Give me the knife piece. It's a little knife piece. It's a fucking knife piece.
So it hit that, knocked it out of his hand, it chipped off, fell into the pipe, and the piece lodged itself inside. Oh, true, he can't replace it. I don't really... What? Okay, so they want me to examine the knife again. My voice just cracked. I'm doing too many voices. I'm over here. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay, so we've established that's a piece of it. Okay, cool. Nah, girl, we got this. I already examined it. Alright. You'll have a job proving it. Aha. Present!
Objection!
Do I have to... No, I gotta present the fucking tip, don't I? God fucking damn it. Yeah. Yeah, I got it wrong. Hit me with it. I was doing so good. Do I present the tip?
Objection!
Yeah, there we go. I was close. Jesus. Mr. Garadeb, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please? Does this look familiar in any way? Because it was in your fucking pipe you've been smoking.
You can ask, but I can't see a belly thing.
You can't?
You used to call me Dead-Eye Deb back in the day, Regiment of course. But that was some time ago now. Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print by the fire these days, I struggle to tell B from a D and a P from a Q, to be honest.
Oh, he does. Dearie me, it's rather wearing being asked about every other letter and every word. You must be very dizzy. You must be very dizzy. Why you do this? What is that? A tiny scrap of metal. Indeed. Yes, almost certainly from a tip of a blade. Found in your goddamn pipe! Oh. Okay. What may appear as a first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence? It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garrideb's pipe.
My pipe, you say? My love, I wonder how that got there. And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Because we're dumbasses and can't put two and two together, are you suggesting this is some way related for some reason with the stabbing on Briar Road? This piece of a blade here that we're accusing these people of? No way.
That's me right now. Like, really? I am. What? When he put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth in this case, my lord. Oh my god, his whole backside burnt too? I didn't know that. This poor guy.
You appear rather confident in an extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well then, perhaps the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence do you have that it's literally right here, guys? Like, it's not that hard.
This is a knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there's a small piece at the top of the blade, at the tip of the blade, that is missing. A common issue with the inferior blades sold at this unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in the victim's bones.
And what of this particular knife?
No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim. No. That is not the case, my dear man. The tip of the particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garrideb's pipe. Oh, what the fuck? He just died?
Good grief, Lord Van Zykes!
I don't believe it, my lord.
The knife from the crime scene. This fragment of metal. It cannot be our perfect match. Good golly gosh! Good golly gosh! Order! Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery? Being able to decipher simplest of things? I could not even imagine.
This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle.
A miracle?
So Van Sykes has figured it out, hasn't he?
Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once.
Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside of Mr. Garrideb's pipe? Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony.
I had this thing in my head as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out of her with one soft projectile, she did, yes. It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid.
Oh, dearie me. Uh-huh. During the argument between those two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Garrideb flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garrideb, instead striking the pipe in his hands at the time, which caused the tip to break off, of course.
Good lord.
Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garrideb's pipe.
The chances are 1,000,000 to 1.
And yet, there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out the open window. In short, the knife which fell from the window of the Garrideb's house is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below.
Oh gosh, oh dear, oh no,
oh, she has a fucking box, I just realized, oh my god. Lord Van Zykes, come on. You know it's true. Drink your wine. Drink it. Go ahead. You taste that? It's the taste of defeat right there. That's crazy. That's so insane. A full-bodied theory. I'll give you that. Thanks. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points, plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument. Sorry? But after all, it's just a theory. A game theory. The bottle I fear is corked. Because you see... it's spoilt by an insurmountable inconsistency, sir. An insurmountable what? What? No way. I'm sorry.
Lord Van Zykes, explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified?
An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with a knife planted in the middle of her back. How did it get there if she was standing upright? Why? Because I'm a fucking idiot. She picked up the book that was thrown first. That's why. Gotta spell it out for you, don't I? Not this. He just got rid of the slap. Why would you give him the slap again? It's gonna take 2 days now. Oh my god. Oh my god. Poor Mr. Gurdon.
Joanne, really? Now, Joanne, what are you getting so excited about?
Let us consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife that struck her had fallen from above, it couldn't have hit her back at all. There's no possible way. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, everybody. Are we just gonna forget about the book that she had clutched in her hands as she fell out? Come on. Come on. It's not that hard. It's literally not that hard.
Quite right. You see, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen from the above, it would have struck. Why you keep hitting him? It has struck her on top of her head.
Well, he's lost for words. Look, I knew it. I never liked to... Shut the fuck up, all of you. All of you suck. How far do I need to prove it to you? I'm sorry. I just proved so much shit. And you're like, I never trusted him. He's so stupid. He doesn't know shit. No.
If a theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend, is history.
I thought we were on the same team for a second, bro. What happened? Bro, I want to jump into this video game right now and be like, can you stop it? No, it's literally right there. It's so easy. We are on the right track. What do you mean? It's so easy. Why are you freaking out, sir? Yes, that's correct. We just need one thing. Come on, bro. You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that's all. Your mind went blank. But if the path you were on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key is to the court record. I'm sure all the information you need is there. I literally know.
It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend, while your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed, because you missed one little thing. That's literally it. But you're wrong entirely now, even though I was literally on the same side as you a second ago.
Objection.
But don't mind that.
Well, you gotta seem more confident when you say objection, sir. Yes, correct. It's a test. Yes. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way that it could have hit her in the middle of the back. Under normal circumstances, that is.
What are you implying? Counsel?
There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can be explaining this inconsistency. That can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. We already have the answer.
Goodness. Utter madness. Surely this must be the last time. I want to go home. Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak. God damn it. This has been going on for days now.
Take that!
It's the book. It's not that hard, though. Come on, guys. The final piece of evidence the defense will present.
The burnt book. Is that not Mr. Garredeb's book?
Yes. And to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the crime scene in the first place. We've already established she threw the book. We've already established that the victim was holding the goddamn book in her hands, which means that when she threw the book out the window and landed in front of the victim, she bent over to pick it up. As she was bent over to pick it up, the fucking wife threw the knife out the window, cracked the tip of it on the pipe, so we know it's hers for sure, hit the window, landed down below into the victim's back as she was picking up the book, and she laid there dead. What are you doing here? I dropped my phone again. God damn it. Why are we talking about Constable Beat? What's happening? What made you place in the victim's hand? Yes, exactly. What he literally said, that's how he found it. Come on, everybody. Come together now. Why am I the only one that knows how to do this lawyer stuff? Come on. Come on now. In other words, the victim had already picked the book up in her own volition. I said violation for a second. And clearly that must have been before she suffered the knife wound.
Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she had been doing much of anything.
So, the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand?
By jingo!
By jingo.
I think I'm beginning to see what happened now.
Oh, dearie me. We know the book fell from the top floor of Mr. Garredeb's household on the pavement below, at precisely the moment that the victim was walking past. Yes, at exactly that moment. The young woman was walking along the street in the light fog when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her. The book I threw! Yes, indeed. Yes, Mrs. Garredeb, and what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along the pavement and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement?
Well, I can't really imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down.
Yeah, correct! Correct! And picked up the book. Yes, and that is exactly what the woman in fact did. She picked up the book.
Oh heavens.
And when the woman reached down to pick up the fallen book, what position would her back have been in? Since y'all are so stupid, I'm just gonna have to spell it out for you little by little real quick. Let's bring you along. What would have happened? That's right. Facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless, was her back, ready to get stabbed. Well, yeah. Right in her back. Bastards. The next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back. And at the same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green, was the defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Well, I never...
It appeared to me, Mr. Natsume, that the woman simply collapsed on the floor, in the dark and the fog. He didn't see the knife falling on her from above, because the lamp was off! And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker.
So there was never really a culprit to run from the scene in the first place?
No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case. I call for immediate dismissal of this case. Mr. Soseki Natsume is innocent. Well, and Mr. and Mrs. Garredeb. I mean, Mr. Garredeb, you're fine. You're innocent. You didn't do shit. The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that. The old bean. Poor Mrs. Garredeb. Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? I take full responsibility. I let my anger out to get the better of me. I threw that book, and I threw the knife as well. John, dear.
It's all right, I know.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry. truly. Oh, God. Oh, bye. Aw. You got it, bro. Use those knees. You did it once. You can do it again. Come on. Come on. Oh, damn. You should have seen the wedding photo that they had. Oh, my God.
Lord Van Sykes, what news of Mrs. Garrett?
She's been taken to the infirmary, your lordship. It would appear that today's events had left her in an especially flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There's no cause for concern.
Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could have easily been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions.
I mean, only her, to be honest, but it's fine. There is some good news, however, my lord. I have just word from the hospital where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness. What happens here? It's not manslaughter. It's endangerment, if anything, I guess. Yeah. It's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never once met her. Yo, for real, though. The woman is out of danger, it seems. Yeah, that's good news.
So, Mrs. Saseki Natsume.
Hey, there he is.
Yes. On behalf of a fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies. No, it is me who should be begging your pardon.
Oh, no, Mr. Natsume.
That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again in my confusion. What conclusion, sir? I was sure that the woman was dead.
Yes, Mr. Constable Pete said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she'd been killed, too. I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless.
It's been about a year since I've arrived.
What voice am I doing right now?
Since I arrived in Great Britain now. But still, I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog like they're haunting me.
Poor Soseki-san. His imagination really has got the better of him. Yes, poor man.
So when it happened, I thought that the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should have never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have called for help, for a doctor, for the police. Instead, I've managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. And for that, I am truly sorry.
What the fuck? Mr. Garrett is up there right now on the jury. What the fuck?
One could say indeed that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We were befooled by the spirit and led to false conclusions. And thanks to Lord Van Sykes and our young lawyer here from the east, that chain has now been broken and the spirit exorcised. I heartily commend you both.
Oh. He's like, fuck you.
Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, in concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court?
As foreman of this jury,
I assure you we've been reaching a fair, just conclusion.
I do declare that the truth can be extremely cruel at times.
well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure.
Sitting in front of the old bean whilst she's out of action, you know, but I know what her decision would be. Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time.
I say, I have cloak of story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I?
Jesus, all these voices coming out of nowhere.
Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Get it.
Not guilty.
Get it.
Not guilty.
That is not what I thought his voice was.
Guilty.
Also, you know, no.
Not guilty.
Worked with it. I worked with it. I was pretty close for all of them. Get it, get it, get it. Best lawyer in the world, best defense lawyer in the world, I should say,
Very well, Mr. Sasaki Nakshame, I hereby pronounce you not guilty. Shakamula! You want some fireworks? Well, confetti, aha! Take it, take it. Get out, oh, there are fireworks, I knew there were fireworks, take it, haha! Not guilty. Even though I thought you were guilty since the beginning of this trial. And finally, Mr. Natsume. Oh, yes, sir. You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture, and may you never again be brought before me. Oh, yes, sir. Of course, of my life. I swear I'll never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears.
You know, he's giving me George, Joestar, and Crocker from Fairy Godparents energy. Jesus.
Fairy Godparent. Oh, locum.
Wait, you mean me?
Of course! Is there any other locum here? You've made me so happy.
Is there even one? Compared to the original locum student, Mr. Naruto Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it? Thank God. What's wrong with using my actual name? At last I'm free. Oh,
at last I'm free! I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation! Penny, hearty, happiness, hooray! Hurrah! Hooray!
Oh, I am pleased Mr. Natsume is delighted. Would it be just so hard to say that then?
Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink!
Well, what happened to that poor woman was in no way your fault after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now.
No, not that! Lovely, loyal, locum, lawyer!
Yes?
I mean, as I said before, I'm never okay. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners. I see towering brick buildings. And from high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback.
Oh dear, I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume.
But today, you, local lawyer, gave me gloom to the boot. My gloom to the boot. The boot to the gloom. You stood firm behind the baronial bench, before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof,
Bailey, that's what it was.
Behold the best barrister ever born!
Well, that's very flattering. And we're very pleased for you.
This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan.
An anecdote? Is that what's become of all my hard work? I'm gonna go with Herlock Sholmes.
Ah, there you are, my dear fellows. I apologize for keeping you waiting. That's probably the first time I've gotten it right. I rose late this morning. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you. I see I am here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I am glad to say. Oh. The trial shall begin presently. Mr. Naruto, I wish you the very best of luck.
You are so late, my good man. It just finished.
What? No! Then my haste was in vain. Ah, it's you, Herlock Sholmes. Oh, yeah, we met, sir.
This is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in gloom, either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face in light.
Jarvin.
This is all your fault, Herlock Sholmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. My apologies, sir, but I assure you, I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Had she been taken to the hospital more urgently, I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now.
Oh.
But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such experience.
Yes, I do feel very badly about how I behaved.
Well, never mind then. What was it then? What is it that you had to say to me?
Nothing.
Priceless. Oh, I'm so sorry, really, but... Hugaga! That was quite priceless. Poor Sasaki sighed. Still, on the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you are not even found guilty. But there is no bright side. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume? Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits and now by the Reaper. Ah, Lord Van Zykes. I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed. It will be all right, Mr. Natsume. If the Reaper appears to try to make trouble, I will protect you. Oh, why? It's been so long. With a perfectly executed Susato takedown. Just like that. I'm doing, much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of warning might be nice next time. So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experiences to your friends back in Japan.
Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon.
Oh.
It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I've visited universities, libraries, bookshops, and have been honored with tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here, and the city it has shaped. I've come to realize that it is my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it.
That's very touching, Mr. Natsume. Oh, in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to travel halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse.
That's not it at all. The more I learn of literature, the more of this strange feeling claws on my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen my work on my own.
Oh, I see. A work of literature by Sasaki-san. But it could be an interesting read.
And what about you, Mr. Sato?
And yourself, Mr. Naruhodo?
Sorry, what about us?
We're just chilling. Will you return to Japan alongside your mustache compatriot?
Why would we?
A week has not passed since we arrived in London. We've solved 2 fucking cases already. And you are accommodated in our hotel at present, are you not?
That's right, but we need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us.
I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted.
Well then, you could take my lodgings.
Oh, the windowless room?
Ah, but what it lacks in windows, it makes more than with floor, ceiling, and walls.
Great.
And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit.
Oh my, an evil spirit?
Yes. Oh yes. It's trying to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call.
He's talking about the cat. Oh, we'll think about it, if that's alright. Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking lodgings with me?
Really?
Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it is up in the attic, I might add.
Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft?
I spoke with the landlady the very morning on the matter of the price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of.
Do we have no luggage, Bill?
Oh, excuse me.
Stretching. I don't know what to say, but thank you, and yes.
Wonderful. Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long. Somebody's happy. I mean, we fucking succeeded again.
Welcome. I knew that you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London.
Likewise, Mr. Natsume. It's a shame that we're gonna have to say goodbye so soon.
Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan, but Locum, we will meet again one day. I'm sure.
Oh, and hopefully by then I'll be a successful lawyer.
Hopefully by then I'll be a successful author.
Well, my dear fellow, our carriage awaits, appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo?
Naruhodo. Yes, Mr. Sholmes.
I've a little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for this dinner this evening.
And so,
With Soseki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was to become our new home, 221B Baker Street. Oh, that's actually not too bad. It's pretty good. So this is to be our new office, yes. Our office? I rather like the sound of that. Me too. It's simply wonderful, isn't it? So, my dear fellows, do you like the place? Oh, look at that. You took off your whole freaking outfit. It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it. Good. I'm pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you both. I hope everyone's hungry to nearly time for dinner. I just made that up. I'm sorry. That's not how she usually sounds. Iris, you must let me help you. All right then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad. Splendid! Is it just me and Holmes? What's up, bro? Or Sholmes. So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital? It's very exciting, actually. I can't help but wonder what eventually await us. Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my offices on these premises. Until I discovered the dark truth around the city of London, that is. What the fuck? What are you gonna hit us with right now? What are you doing? Oh, present! No, London is a glorious place, full of wonder, opportunity, and prosperity and mirth. But the brightest of lights have the darkest of shadows. Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. So once again, Mr. Naruhodo, I ask of you, welcome to London. Welcome to London. Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Sholmes so casually spoke. But it wasn't long before my turn came, to lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay beyond. Hey. Landed in London. Yes. Finished that. Nice. We finished their story. Now we're on the last game, or the last case for the first game. And there's 2 games in this collection. And so the last one is The Hound of Baskervilles. Let's load it up and just see. Usually there's like an anime thing going on. A hound it was, but not such a hound as a mortal I've ever seen. His eyes glowed with a glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames.
It's coming! Sholmes's cry pierced through the thick wall of fog around us. Wisps of vapor flowed over the pistol as I cocked it, and I waited, breathlessly, in the stillness. The silence lasted for what seemed an eternity, until, at last, it appeared. From the shadows of the cloud, an enormous beast sprang out upon us. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Its rumbling pant and hideous howl, so terrified was I that I began to tremble with fear. "Look well, Wilson," Sholmes declared, gazing upon the mystical beast. "For this is the diabolical Hound of the Baskervilles."
Oh, damn, okay. Passed by in a flash, and that disconcerting courtroom experience. We were first thrown into the day we were out of the country. So they had fallen closer. However, there then came an abrupt end to our opportunities to appear, which was hardly surprising, of course, since I was nothing more than an amateur, an unknown student of law from a faraway land. So life in our little office was very quiet.
till it was shattered one day by that fateful telegram. I am home. Oh god. Let me save. Okay. Let me save before it goes into any more stuff, and then I forget what's happening. Okay, cool. How long was that case? I'm curious. Oh god, about 2 hours. Okay, yeah. Damn, that lasted longer than I thought it was. Alright. I shall be ending it now. Well, I guess save again. Perfect. Yeah, so that's the last one for this one. So, and yeah. That's the last one for this one right here, the Hound of the Baskervilles. And then we'll go to number 2. And then we'll have 5 again. I wonder what this one's going to be about. Very interesting. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great rest of your day and a good, what time is it? Good lunch. Have a good one. And goodbye.